What's good, y'all? It's the one and only Nappy Head Fred coming back to y'all with another album review of Tory Lanez Memories Don't Die. This is Tory Lanez' second studio album released March 2nd, 2018 through Mad Love Records and Interscope Records. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it.
I got a million times. Suit talk like time 4 when I top back in the 5.
First song we have on this album is Old Friends and New Foes. I thought this was a pretty good start to the album, knowing that there was an intro before that was maybe like 32 seconds or so. But I feel like that was honestly a solid start to the intro. But getting into the song in general, Old Friends was pretty much the first part of the song, and it was kind of like a weird, like, weary sound at the beginning, and it was just him kind of singing, but it wasn't much of a song, if I'm being honest. But once you get into the second part of the song, which was New Foes, that's where you just start showing off his rapping ability with a fast-paced beat, and I feel like the beat type was honestly amazing for it, and I feel like he was able to keep up. He flowed through the track very well. His cadence was amazing, and his punchlines was honestly really good as well. So definitely one of my favorite songs on the album so far. Next song we got on here is Shooters. I thought this song was honestly pretty decent. The production on here sounds a little outdated. I'm not gonna lie. It does sound like an anthem kind of production, but it just sounds very low quality and just more 2000s kind of production in my ears, I should say. So it definitely sounds outdated. It's a little slowed down kind of beat type. And I feel like Tory Lanez was able to keep up with the production. He was able to flow through it, but it just feels somewhat like a boring song, but yet an anthem song at the same time. It's just like, it's kind of confusing, but if y'all listen to it, y'all probably understand what I'm saying. But I feel like his performance was okay for the most part. There wasn't nothing too crazy about the song that made me like it immensely, because I remember liking this when I had first listened to it, but listening to it to the second and third time, I'm just like, I feel like this song is just okay for now, but that's really all it is. It's really just okay.
Roll up, drink it, I do that for me. Get it, I do that for me.
Next song we got on here is For Me. I actually enjoyed this song a lot. I know this isn't a rap song, and I know I do rap reviews, but I feel like this song was honestly really good. It definitely gave you kind of that reggae kind of vibes. He was definitely pushing that forward. I love the production on here. It's something to like make you move a little bit. Not me necessarily, but I could just see anybody dancing to this song and really getting a good vibe check for this. And his singing performance on here is honestly pretty good. I feel like he was able to make a really catchy song overall. His performance and flow on here was amazing. I would argue low-key his most underrated song on, I would probably say on this album, but I would probably say in his whole catalog as well, because it doesn't get as much attention as I thought it would get. So definitely a very underrated song if you haven't listened to it.
If you got time, I'll wait. Just give it to me anyway.
Next song we got on here is Skirt Skirt. Another kind of reggae kind of song that I feel like he was able to just pass the vibe check. Now, I will not say every reggae song is going to be just really good to me, because there are some that I'm just like, eh. This is probably one of them. I feel like it's definitely a good movement kind of song. It's definitely something that could keep you, going, or just keep your workout going. This is kind of like a workout song, if I'm being honest. But I do feel like the production is kind of a little low quality, like just 2000s kind of production, which 2000s production can be good, but it's like too throwback to really be great. So I feel like the production was overall okay. Tory Lanez's singing performance, though, was honestly really good. I feel like he's never really missed on singing performances. I feel like he does pretty good in that field, but I feel like he was able to flow through the track very well. And I would say honestly, overall, okay song. It's not a song I would skip, but it's not a song I would pay attention to neither.
Look, first off, you can tell them pussy niggas story up. I was trapping out in Brampton, whole high school, yeah, caught it up, man.
Next song we got on here is Benny Violet. Hopefully I said that right. Y'all can correct me in the comments if y'all want. I feel like this song was honestly pretty good. There are beat switches on here, so I'll try to immense that the best way I can. But I feel like the first beat type was definitely a little bit more on the darker side. The beat type was honestly okay. The bass was probably the biggest part about this, but I don't think it was that great. So I was kind of iffy on the first part of the production wise, but I do feel like Tory Lanez's rap performance was honestly pretty good. I feel like he was able to flow through the track very well. But once you get into the second part of the song, which was kind of the beat switch, that's where you kind of get that iconic sample of just the singing in the background, which I pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all heard the song. But I feel like that beat switch was honestly pretty good. His performance on there was honestly solid overall. I would argue this is one of the more underrated songs because it clearly doesn't have enough plays on here, but honestly, I would say a pretty good song when you're in the mood to listen to it.
Pop that ass for me on a jet ski. See one fuck cut a chain, Wayne Gretzky.
Next song we got on here is Real Thing featuring Future. I never knew Tory Lanez and Future collabed until I went back to this album and I'm like, dang, did I like miss out on this song? So I thought this song was honestly pretty good. The beat type was definitely amazing. It had that trap beat sound to it to really elevate the likes of Future being on the song because he is a trap kind of rapper. Well, I shouldn't say kind of rapper. He is a trap rapper, but y'all get what I'm saying. But honestly, I feel like the beat type was amazing. I feel like the sound of the production was very unique. It had a piano sound playing in the background, which was a nice touch. And getting into the rap performances, I feel like Tory Lanez, for the most part, was singing on this song, but I feel like his singing performance matched the energy all the way. And I feel like Future's part was definitely really good, very iconic, and they should definitely make more songs together because they definitely know how to like collab and just like make it fun. And I would argue again, another really underrated song that I feel like people do not pay attention to like that. So definitely check it out if you haven't.
I find it funny how niggas start talking money. I'm living lovely, apartment far from the bungee.
Next song we got on here is Hate to Say. I thought this song was honestly pretty good. The production, I'm not like crazy over. The production isn't nothing too special. There's a sample in the background, but I feel like the beat type was kind of off. But I do feel like the storytelling of this song was honestly very, very acceptable because the title explains itself, Hate to Say. So he's pretty much saying everything that he doesn't want to say, but he wants to give y'all information on just due to like some controversy stuff that was going on, like with him and Travis Scott at one point, which I never knew they had beef with each other, and him trying to like people saying he's trying to imitate Drake in a way. Like there was a lot of things he was explaining within this song that I thought was very interesting and pretty much lets you know about Tory Lanez's like background a little bit, and obviously him talking about the collab with Meek Mill. I forgot what song it was. It was a really popular song on Meek Mill's mixtape. I can't remember right off the rip. I might put it on the screen somewhere. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. But I feel like he was able to explain things that I feel like many people like me didn't know about. So I thought that was honestly really cool. And I feel like this is good for storytelling wise, but listening to it on repeat, maybe not, because I just feel like the beat type could have been a little better.
Real, I ain't trying to brag. I just want to take it to the bag while you let a nigga bust it down.
Next song we got on here is B.I.D., aka Bust It Down. I kind of just learned that through the song and the hook pretty much, but I feel like this song was honestly pretty decent. I'm not even gonna lie. The production definitely was very vibey. It was very just energetic in a way, so I definitely enjoyed it a lot. The beat type was honestly pretty good. I feel like the hook was probably the most catchy part because he's just saying bust it down, like he's just letting you know what the BID stands for in his eyes. But this is definitely just a twerk song. This is a song that you would hear in a club, maybe you would hear at a strip club, maybe you would hear at a party every now and then. Like it's just that kind of song for, you know, the outside world to just go crazy on. So I feel like this song is definitely acceptable. It's not a song I personally listen to all the time, but every now and then it's still enjoyable to listen to till this day.
Yeah, and you know who I am. All these bitches in the crib, they just go there to dance.
Next song we got on here is 48 Floors featuring Manza. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. I don't know if it's a woman or a man, so I don't want to, you know, critique or anything, but I feel like this song was very, very good. You know, it's kind of weird because when you listen to an album one time, you kind of forget about songs like this, but then when you listen to it a second and third time, you're like, dang, this song I skipped over. So this is definitely one of the songs that I honestly skipped over, and then listening to it a couple more times, I'm like, dang, this song was actually really good. But getting into the production, I feel like the production was definitely really good. It definitely brought you a good vibe, just, you know, chill, laid back kind of production overall. The beat type was honestly really, really good on here. Singing performance by Tory Lanez, like I said, I feel like he's kind of undefeated when it comes to the singing performances. He did very well on here. And then the Maza, which hopefully I'm saying the person's name right, also had a very good performance towards the end with the beat switch. I thought that was honestly very iconic. This is just definitely one of those songs that, you know, is very underrated because I just didn't pay attention to it at first. But listening to it back now, I definitely enjoy it a lot more.
A new white Wraith. Last night Nelly crashed it. Spinning out on the highway. 720 in the Aspen.
Next song we got on here is BBWWX Fake Show. So, this song was okay to me. There was just lack of like a lot of things within this song. There's obviously a two-parter song, so you'll hear like a beat switch in the middle of this song, but I feel like the first part, production wise, wasn't enough effort for me. I feel like it was very simple and very basic for me. I feel like this was just one of those songs where Tory Lanez's performance was obviously really good, but just the production was like, And then when we get into the second part, it's literally the same thing. Like the production is just not that great. It's just lack of effort, lack of creativity, if I will. And, you know, I just feel like his performance, again, was really good. It's just the production, I feel like, kind of ruined it. So in terms of that, I don't think it's a bad song. I don't even know if I could say it's the worst song on here, but it's a song I could live without. Like, it's not a song I can go back to and listen to and just feel confident listening to it.
She don't dance, but she dance for me. She ain't even trying to get advanced from me.
Next song we got on here is Dance For Me featuring Nav. I thought this song was honestly pretty good. I don't know why I did all that. Just skip that whole part. But anyways, I feel like this song was honestly pretty decent. I love the production on here. Definitely gave you that club feel, dance kind of vibe, and the beat type was honestly really good. It just gives you kind of that futuristic club kind of sound that I feel like we'll be able to listen to years from now, and it still sounds pretty good till this day. But I feel like Tory Lanez's rap / singing performances were really good. I feel like the hook was also very catchy. Nav as a feature, and this is no hate to Nav, but like he honestly didn't even need to be on this song. He had like maybe a 20-30 second verse, and it was just like, bro, like I'm not even gonna lie, like when you have short verses like that, it's hard to take anybody serious because at least have a whole minute. Like the song is already 5 minutes long, and you couldn't have like at least a 1 minute verse. Like I just thought that was disappointing. So his verse wasn't really nothing special anyways. He was just kind of flexing about having money and stuff, and that kind of stuff I can't really relate to. Not that I don't have money, but it's just like that kind of stuff I can hear from like a lot of different rappers. So I just need something new. But I feel like overall the song was honestly pretty good. It's something I could listen to on certain occasions. It's not like an everyday occasion, but every now and then I could go back to this song. So definitely a solid song.
On the worst days, I used to take the train with her, so none of these lanes get her the danger. Living where she was at was a...
Next song we got on here is Pieces featuring 50 Cent. I thought this song was okay. Now, I want y'all to hear me out because I know this is a storytelling song, and usually I really like storytelling songs, but the production wise, I feel like was okay. I get that it's basically another sample of, you know, Nas's kind of song that I'll probably put on the screen. Y'all probably have heard the song a lot. It's really popular on his second album. I don't know why I can't think of his second album right off the rip because we're talking about Tory Lanez, but that's a different story for another day. But I do feel like the production wasn't really that more creative than Nas's version, if I'm being honest. I just feel like the beat type was just kind of thrown in there, and it was just like, they could have did a little better on the beat type. I feel like storytelling wise though, Tory Lanez definitely did very good, able to explain different circumstances about the pieces and stuff, and I feel like he was able to really have a different voice change even for this particular song. He didn't sound like himself in any other song on this album, so I thought this song was very unique. Now, when it comes to 50 Cent feature, at that point of time, I don't really care for 50 Cent that much because he just doesn't sound hungry on this song. He doesn't sound like, I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say the old him and sound like everybody else, but he just doesn't sound that good anymore. Like I just, when I listen to him rap now, it's just like, it's kind of cringe to me. I'm not even gonna lie. And I don't know. I just feel like I could do without 50 Cent on this particular song, and I could probably do without this song. And it's not to say it's a bad song. It's just I don't really care for this song. Like if this song was off the album, I would be fine with it because it just doesn't, I don't feel like it fits within the rest of the album that much. So that's really all I got to say about that. So if I had to pick the worst song, it would probably be this song. It ain't the worst song, but it's just, I really don't care for it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Connection, yeah. Good section, yeah.
Next song we got on here is Connection featuring Fabulous, Davao, and oh gosh, Palma Ford. Hopefully I said all their names right. I was struggling even before I made this clip. But I genuinely like this song a lot. The singing performances from everybody, including Tory Lanez, was really, really good. I love the production. It had like a really slow beat, but it was very vibey. It was kind of like one of those either late night drive kind of songs or kind of in the bed kind of songs, if you know what I'm saying. So honestly, I enjoyed this song a lot. Fabulous rap performance was very, very good. It definitely caught me off guard. Not to say like Fabulous wasn't going to kill it, but like he definitely had a really good performance overall. He was able to flow through the track, have good cadence, stay on subject, and I feel like that was the most important part about the whole song. And I do go back to this song pretty often, not for like any nasty reasons, but it's just a very enjoyable song, and it's a very just chill song overall. Next song we got on here is Hillside featuring Wiz Khalifa. I thought this song was honestly pretty good. It definitely matched the energy of both Tory Lanez and Wiz Khalifa, which was very enjoyable. I feel like the production, I was kind of iffy on at first, but I think I started to enjoy it a lot more. It just has kind of that futuristic kind of sound with a really good beat type, so it's a very energetic song overall. I feel like Tory Lanez's performance was very well put together, and Wiz Khalifa as a feature was very, very good as well. And I'm glad Wiz Khalifa was able to be as energetic as the production, because there are a lot of songs that I hear Wiz Khalifa on as a feature, and he just lacks the energy of the song, and it really like makes me mad. But on this song, he definitely was matching the whole energy, and I enjoyed this song a lot. It's not a song I would listen to all the time. I feel like you got to be in a certain mood to listen to it, but it definitely is very acceptable.
I hit the late night function, real late, but it's still popping. Yeah, I'm reaching out.
Next song we got on here is Hypnotized. Again, one of those like reggae kind of pop songs that I feel like is in Tory Lanez's field. I feel like this song was definitely radio play friendly. I feel like I could hear this on the radio and people have a really good time. People dance to it. It's like a really enjoyable song overall. I feel like the production definitely is exciting. It definitely has some really good energy to it. I feel like Tory Lane's singing performance was honestly really good. Just him being on subject of a girl hypnotizing him, that's obviously something that I feel like all men has went through, where they look at a girl and they just feel like they can't function well. So I feel like this song was honestly pretty good. It's not a song I would listen to all the time, but I do feel like for the right crowd and the right amount of people, this song could really go crazy anywhere for real. Next song we got on here is Happiness. Tell Me. This song is definitely I would say an essential song on the album, and the reason why is because I would argue this is the best storytelling song on the album right off the rip, and I would also argue this should have been the last song, but that's a debate for another day. Um this song is definitely this song is definitely representing him losing his mom and him going through that whole story time of losing his mom. And it definitely hits when he's like describing the story of like in details of like what happens when he got home, and his sister being mad and crying, and his father obviously telling him that he had to rush his mom to the hospital, and just explaining that to somebody at a young age. It's definitely a difficult like subject to even talk about, but I definitely feel like this was really, really high end storytelling. It definitely showed just a different side of Tory Lanez that I feel like he was able to explain on the first album as well, but to get into details within this song as well, just shows, man, like love your parents, bro. That you only got one parent, well, two parents really, but you only got two parents. Like enjoy them while they're still here. And I'm not getting emotional. It's just my voice is cracking because I've been talking this whole time. But honestly, that's what the song really represents. Now it is an 8-minute song, so it's not a song you would put on repeat per se. But I feel like for storytelling wise, it's definitely the best storytelling song on this album by far, because he's talking about a very touchy subject that I feel like many people would never want to go through, but many people would have to experience one day. So definitely a good subject song, and I feel like the production, I didn't even really talk about the production, but I feel like it was very melodic and really sad, but it was meant for the storytelling. So I definitely enjoyed it for that reason.
Look, nigga, I've been this way. System niggas loaded up them shotgun shells and shot my older cousin. That's
The last song we have on this album is Don't Die. Now, when I first got into this song, I thought it was gonna continue the story time from the first song that I previously just talked about, but it really didn't. It just kind of went a whole nother direction. I feel like the production wise was very outdated. I'm not even gonna lie. It just sound like a early 2000s kind of beat where the bass is just like crazy, and the piano sound just sounds very like familiar. It just, I don't know, the production was just very like old to me. Like it just sounded like a throwback beat that maybe haven't been used yet, and he decided to use it for the first time. But I feel like his rap performance was okay, only because I feel like the production just kind of took over. Like you could barely understand what he was saying because the bass was that like loud. And I'm just like, this song should have never been the last song on the album. I would argue the previous song that I just talked about should have been the last song on the album. But um I don't know, man. I'm okay with this song. It's not the worst song on the album, but again, it's just another one of those songs that I could do without, and I feel like everything will still be fine. But with that all being said, it is time to get to the final thoughts. My final thoughts on this album, I thought this album was definitely acceptable for the most part. I wouldn't say there was necessarily a bad song on here, but there were a lot more mid songs than there were amazing songs, I would say. So getting into the album, and especially the concept of the album being memories don't die, I feel like that's definitely a special thing that I feel like many people like to hold in a lot, because we don't want to see memories just go away. We want to see them live on forever, even if it's been years ago and decades ago. You still want to remember them, and obviously, make notes about them, or just sing about them like he did, or rap about them just like he did. So I feel like his performance was honestly the best part about this whole album. The production on some of the songs were a little outdated, where I kind of question like, how old are these beats, because they just sounded very generic and very basic. But I feel like the features were a really good part of this album. Obviously, Fabulous, Wiz Khalifa, just to name a few, I feel like were really, really good features. There were some really good storytelling songs, I would say, within this album, but I do feel like an album like this, you do have to kind of be in a mood for. It's not something that you would listen to all the time. There are some songs that I would maybe go back to every now and then, but the album as a whole, I feel like you really, really have to be in the mood for. And I feel like for the most part, he definitely did his thing. I feel like he made his rap performance more focused, but I feel like the production was kind of in and out sometimes and kind of lacking in some ways. But honestly, this album is just one of those safe albums that I feel like, you can't like a whole lot, but you can't hate a whole lot neither. It's like a really balanced album that I feel like is still enjoyable. So really, that's about it. With all that being said, I'm giving this album a 7 out of 10. That will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to do. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias. But yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.